Hello, this is Master Chrism, and I'd like to invite you to another conversation about your Kundalini awakening experience. In this conversation, I would like to discuss experimentation. Kundalini is fairly not well known, and the way I teach and the way it teaches through me and is given to others through this Chrism vehicle is not replicated very much on the web. It will be later, but at this point there are very, very few teachers who do what I do. I want to invite you to experiment gently with your body. And by that I don't mean that you go out and you start taking a bunch of light-bearing plants or entheogens or anything that will induce a sudden, impactful change upon your system. Not saying that they're bad, of course not. Ayahuasca and some of these other entheogens, these plant teachers, are exactly that. They're plant teachers, and they will give you a very specific phenomena associated with taking them. Within the Kundalini construct, though, I will not recommend that for every person. Be flexible enough to experiment with yourself in a way that is safe, in a way that is considerate of the spiritual evolution that you're in. If you have to work a 9-to-5 job, you have to get the kids ready for school, you have to drive a car, you have to live in society, you may not want to storm the gates of heaven trying to seek enlightenment and, oh yeah, well here, now I got to get behind the wheel. You need to be very, very, very careful and happily careful and joyfully careful, and be discerning in how you approach the Kundalini awakening within you. Okay, you need to be able to step outside of the box and understand that the Kundalini can hear you, can understand you, and you can communicate with it, and it will communicate with you. May not do it with words. It may go through a teacher such as myself. I get instructions for students every day. Comes through very clear, very clean. Okay? So I want you to be willing to experiment, and yet I want you to be discerning in what level of experimentation that needs to be given. Always, always, always work through the safeties first. As in the other video, use that as your baseline practice. If you happen to go into the left-hand path techniques, the techniques of Tantra, fine, but still use the safeties as the baseline practice. Don't go into Tantra and develop all of this energetics within yourself and then, not be a forgiving person. Don't do that. That can have deleterious effects. You may explode with anger or rage or jealousy or any of the various emotional expressions that a lack of practice of the safeties mixed in with high energetic volume, that's a message for an explosion, or that's a what's the word I'm looking for? That's an equation for a bomb to go off, an emotional bomb to go off, and I've had this happen. I've had it happen with myself, and I've had it happen with other students, and so I just want you to realize that just because you learned how to forgive somebody when you were 5 doesn't mean you're actively doing it within a Kundalini equation right now. And I want you to understand that you need to look at it as an adult, how you're forgiving and how you're tolerating and what your level of honesty is, what your level of inner communication is with your personal equation. And I want you to experiment with that. Increase it, decrease it, see what happens for you. Thanks for watching.